Hey everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to another video here with me, Kieran, and we've got a big one today, a really interesting one, and something that's been talked about quite a lot by most people in the FIFA community because it's ratings. You'll see that by the title of the video, and the top 10 have been leaked, as well as 2 other players, which are Sancho and GREALISH. So I'm going to be talking about that in this video today. The actual rating should be out in about 2 or 3 days, the top 100, and then they're going to do like the fastest, strongest, all of that good stuff. So lots of ratings to get into. If they do announce a certain time they're going to come out, I will do a live stream reaction to that, because of course there is a lot of players that won't be in this video that you'd like to see the ratings of, and I'm sure loads of you want to see the ratings for your team as well. So I'm going to be breaking it down. I will be crediting the leakers in the description down below as always, so go and check them out if you want to follow them. And yeah, this isn't confirmed by EA, but it is from a reliable source. There has been some other leaks that have been discredited. This one has been confirmed by the likes of Footzone, the likes of Dennis, so it is quite reliable, I'd say. So without further ado, I think we're going to get into it. I'm going to give you my opinions on these player ratings, and let me know what you think down below, of course. So let's get into our first one. So our first one here isn't going to be a top 10 player, but it is from quite a reputable source. It's the fact that Jack Grealish is going to be an 84 rated card on the next FIFA, which I think is about fair, because he's a pretty good player, but he hasn't proved himself in like the Champions League and stuff like that yet. Only played a bit part of the Euros, but he is a really solid player and he does deserve a good card. So he's an 84. His actual stats for all of these cards, guys, apart from Ronaldo, all of their actual in-games aren't confirmed. But yeah, it's going to be an 84 for Grealish. This is definite, okay? I've had to make up the stats on my own, but I think they'll be kind of similar to his 83 in from last year, but maybe slightly better. Left wing is most likely going to be his position, of course. That's where he's played for City so far, so I don't see them changing that at all. But he's got a little bit better pace, of course. If we are basing it off that 83 in form, maybe bumping it up a little bit to 82. His dribbling's got to be high. He's got to have really high dribbling. I think he deserves that. So I've gone with 84 there. Other stats, a bit similar to last year's inform, just an 85 passing, 79 shooting. His physical is never going to be high. It's Jack Grealish. He gets fouled a lot. Same with defending. He doesn't really track back that much. He's definitely got to have at least 4-star skills. I don't think he'll get 5 personally. I don't think they'll give him 5, because although he does a lot of skills, it's mainly the dribbling, similar to Messi. It's like the actual dribbling rather than show off skills like Neymar would do. So I think it's going to be 4-star skills. Not sure about weak foot, but I think he's going to be not the most usable card. Maybe something that people use in challenges. If he gets an inform, it could be a pretty nice card. People use him at cam if he gets an inform, especially, I'd say. And you never know, you might get a ones to watch. It's actually looking pretty likely. I'm going to do a different video on ones to watch cards, so let me know if you guys are interested in that. But 84 for Grealish I think is pretty fair. Let me know what you think down below, of course. And now we're going to move on to another one that's just outside, and this guy's literally just outside the top 10, but it has been leaked, and that is going to be Jadon Sancho. So Sancho is going to be an 89 rated card, and it's also been reported that he's going to be quite a lot quicker than last year. It hasn't been, same with Grealish, not his actual stats, his little in games and stuff like that, but he's going to be an 89. I think 88 pace seems about fair for him. His shooting's never been that high, so expect that to be around high 70s again. His dribbling's going to be his big stat, and I think he'll have 5-star skills. I don't see them getting rid of that, because he does obviously show off his skills quite a lot in the Bundesliga. I'm pretty sure we're going to see that in the Premier League as well. So I think he'll be a 5-star skiller and pretty quick. He's going to be a good card in the game. He's going to be really popular. Playing for Man United, of course, there is a lot of chance for him to get maybe a road to the final, a team of the tournament informs. They get quite far in competitions. He has a lot of chances for upgrades, and he could make a really nice card. Of course, Premier League Player of the Month, stuff like that, he'd be great for. But yeah, I think him having a little pace boost is really going to make him a lot more popular in game. It's going to make him a lot more usable. You're going to see a lot more of Sancho this year, in my opinion, especially when pace is looking like quite a meta thing. There's some certain skills, a little bit of agility. He's going to be pretty popular and pretty meta again. So I think Sancho is going to be used a lot more this year with an 89 rated card. But now we're going to get into our actual top 10 ratings of FIFA 22. So coming in at 10, we have someone who had a brilliant season last year. They stood out in a side that didn't do as well as they usually do. It's going to be BENZEMA. He had a really good season. You couldn't deny that he had to get an upgrade. I mean, he's 89 already, but he got so many informs, so many special cards last year. He's going to get an upgrade of at least 1, maybe 2. He is 10th, which means he's lower rated than some of the players we'll get to, and I think 90 is a good gauge for him. So I've gone +1 because he's not going to be, when you see the other cards that come out later, he's not going to be high rated in some of them, and they are going to be 90 or 91. So he's got 78 pace. He's going to have a little bit of a pace upgrade, I'm pretty sure. I've gone with 87 shooting. I think that's about fair. It might even be higher than that. He might just be a proper like sharpshooter kind of player. But the thing is, I want Benzema to be usable, and unfortunately it's going to be like last year. He's going to need something like a headlines or road to the final to make him usable with that pace and physical, which is a shame because he's a brilliant player in real life. He's just one of them that's not great on FIFA, but he's got like 88 dribbling, 83 pass. Maybe some of you could use him at cam again. I say that with a lot of players where they're good strikers but don't have enough pace. They could make a good cam, and of course his natural position last year was centre forward. He had a few striker informs though, and I think he might be changed to a striker this year, especially with Real Madrid having a reshuffle of players and stuff like that. I think he might be a striker next year. Just a little kind of hunch I have there. He played there obviously for France as well as a striker rather than a centre forward, so I could easily see that happening. You just don't know that though. That's not really that important though. You can still get him on 10 as a striker, as a centre forward. But yeah, Benzema deservedly in the top 10 in my opinion. Let me know if you agree with that down below. Moving on to the 9th position now, and this is one that's going to take quite a few people by surprise. There's been talk about it for quite a while, him getting a downgrade. Luckily it seems it's only going to be a downgrade of one, and that is going to be Neymar. It's going to be weird, he's not going to be in like the top 3 or 4 players. He's going to be 9th this year, just 90 rated. And yeah, you're going to see, unfortunately, when you downgrade his card a little bit, he doesn't look as good. He's still going to be brilliant, don't get me wrong. He's still going to be a million coins or whatever at the start of the game. Still going to be in everyone's team, and he's going to get specials as well. Because even when you think of these players, guys, even if they're not getting informs or team of the tournaments or whatever, they're going to get the likes of rule breakers, stuff like that. They're going to get the non-performance related special cards because they are popular players. But I think with 90 pace, he's going to be 5'5" again, surely. Still 85 shooting, 85 passing, still usable, and of course he's going to have brilliant dribbling. He's going to be agile, he's going to have good balance. He's still going to be one of the most popular cards in the game, I think. I don't think this is too much of a downgrade. He's going to make it back with special cards, and he's always going to be an expensive player. And now you've got some better players at PSG. He links to more usable cards. He's linking to the likes of Wijnaldum now. I think he's going to be, if not more expensive card than last year, because of the new links and things like that. So I think Neymar, I'm not really bothered by his downgrade. He's still a really, really good card, and I'm sure loads of you are still going to use him. So moving on to 8th now, we have the only Liverpool player to make the top 10 this year. Very, very different to last year when we had the likes of Alisson creeping in. We also had Virgil van Dijk. They're not in it. They could still be 90 though, because this is only the top 10 and the 10th player in Benzema was 90. So they could still be 90 rated cards. We don't know yet. I've got a feeling Virgil can't really be downgraded because of his injury. Alisson might go down by 1, but I think they'll both be 90 anyway. But we're focusing on Salah here. Mohamed Salah, he had another decent season. He scored enough goals to keep his rating, I'd say. He didn't do enough to go up to a 91. I think he's going to be a 90 rated card this year. Just similar to last year, I don't really see any difference in any of his stats. I mean, he reflected his stats last year. 92 pace could maybe go up by 1. That's the only stat maybe change. You could see a little bit of change in shooting. Maybe he gets 1 extra dribbling and 1 extra pass and his physical goes down a little bit. But he's going to literally have the same cards as last year, Mohamed Salah. I'm sure a lot of you are going to use him at the start of the game. It's always a thing. Salah's one that maybe fades towards the end of the game. You don't see him as much, but start of the game, I can see a lot of you using Mohamed Salah. So let me know what you think of him, and we're going to move on to our next one. So coming in at 7, we have what I think is going to be exactly the same card again, really. It's the second highest rated goalkeeper in the game. Obviously, this is excluding icons and heroes and stuff like that. It's going to be Marc-Andre ter Stegen, which means again he's going to be higher rated than Neuer and that other goalkeeper. It's OBLAK. I don't even need to really give that away. It's going to be higher than Neuer. I think Neuer is going to be an 89. He could still be a 90, remember that, but ter Stegen's going to be higher rated than him. I think ter Stegen maybe could have got a downgrade really, but apparently not. He's going to have literally no different to last year. Everyone's still going to use him. He might be a bit less. There's not as many good links to him this year, with Barcelona not having as many good centre-backs. Germany, maybe you could link him to Klosterman, something like that, but I don't think La Liga is going to be as strong this year, so there's not really as much chance to use him. Goalkeepers are all OP on FIFA 22, so you don't really need a brilliant one. I think if you can get yourself OBLAK, ter Stegen, Ederson, Alisson, even ones like Lloris, Donnarumma is going to be good this year. He's definitely got to get an upgrade to at least 87, surely. You're going to be alright. Like, I played on the beta against players like Mandanda, and they were still good, so I think any of those top keepers are going to be good. It doesn't really matter if they're above about 85 rating, they should be really good. But yeah, ter Stegen is going to be our first goalkeeper on this list. So right after ter Stegen, we're on to our other goalkeeper, another player who's literally going to have the same cards as last year. Can't really see it changing. It's going to be Jan Oblak. I mean, he's just had a good season. He deserves to keep his rating, in my opinion. Not the best follower of La Liga, but he's always seemed to do alright for me. You see a lot of clean sheets for Atletico, so I think this is going to be fair enough. I think he might end up being the best goalkeeper to start off with. I think Donnarumma could be up there as well because of height and things like that, but you don't know. I think Oblak's just going to be used about as much as last year. Keepers aren't going to change very much. But he's got decent diving, handling, reflexes, but as I said earlier, it doesn't really matter. You want a goalkeeper really, if they've got good stats, if they can kick the ball well, they can get out quickly. 60 speed isn't too bad. You want a goalkeeper that can just kick and get out quickly. That's going to be big on FIFA 22 because goalkeepers save so much anyway. But yeah, I think he's going to be used quite a lot despite being in the league just because he is the highest rated goalie. But yeah, Oblak, there isn't too much to say about him as a goalkeeper. Not the most popular position in the game. He's just going to keep his position at number 6. So breaking in to the top 5 despite not changing clubs, despite staying at PSG, it's going to be Kylian Mbappe. He's up to a 91 reportedly because he is higher up than Oblak, and Oblak is reportedly keeping his rating. So we've got Kylian Mbappe here. I don't think they'll up his pace actually, because I think they do this with all cards, they want them to have the space to get better. They want them to have the space to improve and to be able to give them informs that have higher stuff like that. I think you'll remember Mbappe's record breaker last year didn't even have high pace. I don't think they're going to up his pace past 96. I don't think any player's going to have above 96 pace to start off with. I think Adam will be the same as him. But his big upgrade really is going to be in his shooting and his dribbling. He's going to get slightly more clinical, slightly better, slightly more agile with the ball at his feet, which is going to be brilliant. And I think he might be 5'5 again or 5'4. He's going to be good either way. I think it's probably going to be 5-star skills, 4-star weak for, I reckon. He's going to be a really good card. He's going to be so expensive, even more than last year. You can link him to Neymar and you can link him to Messi, and of course those new signings for PSG as well. He's going to be an absolutely brilliant card. I reckon he's going to be the most expensive card at the start of the game. Pace is meta again. It's through balls. He's going to be brilliant. He's going to be the card that everyone needs. It's going to be exactly like the start of last FIFA. Mbappe is going to be in everyone's team, and I can't see it any other way. So Mbappe's having a little upgrade, which for people that don't like the meta is not good, but I'm sure a lot of you are going to love using him. Even in kickoff, if you're going to use PSG or France, he's going to be absolutely amazing for you. So Mbappe with a lovely little upgrade there, and I'm sure we're going to see loads of him again this year. So now we move on to another man whose card isn't going to change too much from last year. I think it might be a bit of a statistical reshuffle. I don't see him going up to a 92. I don't see him going down to 90 because it would make him less than the likes of Oblak and Mbappe. It's going to be Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, as he's known by Derek Ray, and he's definitely at least the same because of the way this has been ranked as Kylian Mbappe and Oblak, so I think he has to stay at 91. He won't get an upgrade to a 92, I don't think. He's going to be a 91 again with similar stats. They might just tweak it so his shooting is a little bit better and his pace is a bit better and his dribbling is a bit worse, something like that. I think with De Bruyne, his main stat's always going to be his passing. That's what he's known for. That's the one that's going to stay high because of how many assists he gets and things like that. I don't know if he's going to be a Team of the Year contender this year, but those cards aren't really based on their base stats anyway. They just absolutely make everything better. He'll end up with like 90 defending if he gets Team of the Year, so we can't really think about that. But he's just going to be a card. I don't think he's going to be that expensive again. He's mainly going to be an SBC card, unfortunately, and that is a real shame with De Bruyne. But FIFA just never really suits him with the passing and stuff like that. Although you could play laser guided through ball and stuff like that, anyone can, let's be honest. You could use it with your centre back straight from Varane or something and play one of those balls on FIFA 22. So I don't think De Bruyne's going to be used that much, unfortunately, and it is a real shame. He has got a decent card. We've seen him a lot more at the start if people have just packed him untradeable and they're going to build around him maybe. But unfortunately, I don't really see De Bruyne being used too much this year. And he's coming in at number 4. And now we're going to move on to someone who reportedly is going to match one of Messi and Ronaldo for rating. It's absolutely unbelievable. This is finally happening and it's thoroughly deserved. It's going to be the Polish beast himself. It's going to be Lewandowski. What a season. What a 2 or 3 seasons he's had. He's been absolutely amazing. He deserves this upgrade in my opinion. So he's definitely better than Mbappe based on this. He's definitely better than Kevin De Bruyne, and he is on the same rating as one of Messi and Ronaldo. You'll find out in a second who is the highest. But yeah, I think he's going to have basically the same stats, maybe slightly boosted, as his 92 in form from last year. Apologies for the picture quality on this one, by the way. He's a really blurry one. I don't know why. But yeah, I think he might break 80 pace, and that makes him a lot more attractive. 79 pace and 80 pace look a lot different, I know, when people are buying cards, especially people like Little Timmy, don't know what's going on. They see it's 80 pace, they want him. He's got to be the most clinical finisher on the game, I think. He has to be. That's what he's known for. That's what he does. He's got to start with that, with the highest base shooting, I think. Passing, dribbling, don't really matter with him. He's got to have a decent amount of strength. I think he'll be a lot more useful this year. You're going to see a lot more Lewandowskis. I used him on, I think, FIFA 19. He was my favourite card. I had his 92. team with the group stage. Absolutely brilliant. I can see him being similar to that again, being an absolute beast of a card. I reckon 4-star, 4-star is where we're going to see him. Maybe even a 5-star weak foot. He's going to be a pretty decent card. You're going to see a lot more of him. He's got to be on for a team of the year as well, surely. So you're going to get loads of specials for Lewandowski. You know he's going to bang goals. He's going to be a really, really good card. And I'm really excited. But now we're on to our top 2, and let me know down below who you think is going to be number 1. Do you think it's going to be Messi, or do you think it's going to be Ronaldo? I'm not going to pretend it's not one of those two, because we know it's going to be both newly transferred. So now we are going to move on to that number 2 spot, and it is going to be the man I just mentioned. It's going to be Cristiano Ronaldo back at Man United, and what a card this is. I know it's not too different from last year. It's going to have Prentax on it. It's going to have a perfect link to Bruno Fernandes. It's going to have a strong link to Sancho. He's going to have a strong link to Rashford. He's going to be worth a lot more because of those players he links to and because he's in the Premier League. But yeah, Ronaldo apparently is going to have 88 pace. I know I've put 87 on here, but his actual stats have come out after that. He's going to have 88 pace. The rest is right. 93 shooting, so it does put him slightly above Lewandowski. I think Lewandowski should be the best finisher on the game. Finishing should be Lewandowski. Maybe Ronaldo has high shot power and stuff like that. But he's got to, he's got to be 5-star, 5-star, surely. I think he's going to be one of the best cards on the game. Maybe second to Mbappe in price, because heading's pretty decent. Again, physical still needed. He's a brilliant header of the ball, and Mbappe isn't. He has that, but he's slightly slower, of course. So I think he's going to be the second most expensive card on launch. Ronaldo's always OP. He just has everything. He has pace, he has finishing, he has physical. Although he's only on A1 physical, he's got stamina, he's got strength, and he can dribble. He's quite agile. He has 5-star skills. He's going to be amazing again. Can't see it being any different with Ronaldo. He's just such a player. And can you imagine having maybe a player of the month Ronaldo SBC on this game? Something like that. It'd be brilliant to see, because of course Syria never had the licensing for player of the month, but I'm sure he'll get it at some point. And of course Premier League team of the season is going to be even more stat this year. It's brilliant to see Ronaldo back in the Premier League. Although I support West Ham, and his second game is probably going to be against us. Still great to see him back. I think it's great for the league. It's great entertainment value, and it's a great story for himself and for Man United fans. But yeah, brilliant to see Ronaldo back in the Premier League. I think that's a fair rating. There's even been a little bit of speculation that him and Lewandowski will both be 91, but I don't think they'll do that. I don't think Messi will be that clear at the top. And it is confirmed Messi is definitely the highest rated card in the game, definitely higher than Ronaldo, because that has been confirmed ages ago by so many sources. So let's get on to the man himself's card and discuss that. So here he is, the highest rated card in FIFA 22, surprising absolutely no one. It's the little Argentinian magician himself, Lionel Messi. His position is not final, by the way. He could still be a right winger, could even be a striker. I think centre forward is probably fairest though, because he's going to play in a lot of positions for PSG, and they're not sure, EA, where he's going to play yet. I reckon he's going to be a right winger or cam, but they don't know yet, so I think centre forward is probably a safe bet. It's been also reported he's going to be quicker than last year, a lot more usable. And a Messi like this, you can see it on your screen now, of 88 pace, he's going to be so much more popular. It might not be that high, it's still higher than last year. I think it could be 86 pace maybe, but he's going to be a lot more usable, especially if he gets his centre forward upgrade. If he's a right wing, move him into cam, whatever. I had that red Messi last year. All of you will know about that. Favourite card apart from 79 Alex Teixeira. Absolutely brilliant. I don't think he's going to get 5-star skills. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think EA, and rightly so I reckon, just focus on his dribbling rather than his skills. I think it's fair enough. He's a brilliant card anyway though. I would love to use this Messi a lot more than last year's ones. I don't think it's going to be as expensive leaving La Liga for PSG, although he does get that link to Mbappe. I'm just not sure with Messi, because he is losing so many links at the same time to a lot of popular cards at the start of the game. People like Valverde, Marcus Llorente, he's not going to link to them anymore. But of course he has got the likes of Wijnaldum and of course the two either side of him, Mbappe and Neymar. So I think he's going to be really used compared to the last few years. There's a lot of hype around him, a lot of talk about him obviously since he moved clubs. I think we're going to see a lot more people using Leo Messi this year, especially in kick-off club seasons when they're using PSG. You're going to see a lot more of Leo Messi. So that was the last one, guys. Messi is still the best player in FIFA, and it's not surprised me. I think it's fair. Let me know if you think it's fair down below. A few people have been campaigning for Ronaldo and even Lewandowski to be the highest rated player in the game, and I've got to say, if Lewandowski was a 93, I'd have no complaints. I think it'd be thoroughly deserved. But yeah, when the actual ratings come out, and when like the fastest, strongest players like that come out, I will do videos on them. I'll be showing you the best start squads to use once we know all the ratings, things like that for different budgets, and of course when the game comes out, I'll tell you who's OP and stuff like that as well. Stay tuned, because I'll be doing a once to watch video probably tomorrow or the day after, talk about who I think is in that. We've heard rumours actually there might even be 3 ones to watch teams, which would be pretty amazing, and I think it's needed due to the amount of transfers. But yeah, I'll see you soon, guys. Let me know what you thought in this video down below, who you're going to try and get in your club from the top 10 players, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.